Hi everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. I'm just having a nice quiet holiday here in the house with my mom. We're going to eat here together. I got something nice planned. I'm going to do my little hearty stew. I did a video a while back on it using some mushrooms. Got some mushrooms marinating. So yeah, nothing all that extravagant. I see all the people. It's kind of nice checking out everybody's photos of food and all their plans. I didn't really go to a whole lot of trouble on it. Just started marinating those mushrooms yesterday, and I'm gonna have just a nice raw vegan meal for Christmas today. Just gonna flow with some thoughts on this holiday today. I want to talk about how the raw food diet is a means to an end, not an end, not the end game in and of itself. I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button now, then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Yeah, and once again, this is one of those videos. I get kind of introspective always towards the end of the year. I may not do New Year's resolutions per se, but I do always take that last week or two of the year and I kind of go inward and I just kind of reflect back and think about where I've been, how I've come along in the last year, and what I want to do and what direction I want to go to in the coming year, which in the present will be 2018. You know, this lifestyle for me, I could tell very early on, well, maybe not very early on, but after about a year or 2 years of doing it, I could tell that this was not the end game in and of itself. You know, I dabble around and I see the community and I go to some groups here and there and, you know, I interact with other people that are doing this lifestyle. And for me, I just see a lot of stuff out there. Like I say, once again, everybody's got their own path. I'm not knocking what anybody does, but early on, I kind of told myself either I'll get this or I won't, the food part, and move on to what is more important work for me. I just couldn't see myself, you know, over and over and over for years and years and years, just going on and on and on about food, something that is what we're just naturally designed to do. It's a second thought. I mean, in other words, like this lifestyle, what it did for me was it kind of cleared me out. It gave me clarity. It got rid of the cloudy thinking I used to have when I drank like a fish and ate the standard American diet. And then it gave me what I would like to say the tools, the capacity to move on to what I consider to be the real work or where I really want to go. I mean, you know, I kind of go back and forth because I do always want to help people. I want to introduce a plant-based lifestyle a diet to people. I want to help people if they're interested, you know, do this raw vegan lifestyle, go as raw or as not raw as they want to go. But for me personally, I just lose interest. It just kind of gets boring. It gets to be too much when you just sit around all the time and obsess over the most minute details of food. It's really not that complicated. That's why I like encourage, you know, in some ways, so many people just seem to be neurotic about this thing and driving themselves nuts trying to get there. It's not that complicated. If you just take a step back, it's about eating fruits and vegetables. It's not rocket science, you know. We're not trying to climb Mount Everest. We're not trying to design a rocket to go to the moon. We're talking about eating fruits and vegetables. You pick up an orange, you eat it. You pick up a banana, you eat it. You pick up some greens, you eat it. The junk, you don't eat it. Now, either that maybe I'm oversimplifying there, but I'm not. Either you do that or you don't. It's like, I mean, come on, are you going to like spend the next 10, 20 years of your life like working on this one particular thing, getting bogged down there? Once again, I'm talking about for me, it just doesn't matter because I have different work I want to move on towards. In a personal capacity, I'm probably going to be shifting more and more and more, as you've seen this year, into meditation, pranayama, breath work, a different kind of energy work. And I'll still be doing the food, don't get me wrong. I'm not about this. I'm not making some announcement that I'm changing the way I'm eating or, yeah, I'm over the raw thing. It's just that it's become assimilated into my lifestyle. And I just don't feel like I have to focus on that for the rest of my life. Now, I will continue to educate myself. I mostly educate myself now, to be honest, so I can share more knowledge with people. My process has been, when okay, if I'm studying something new or thinking about something new or looking at a new concept of how to eat, especially I'm thinking back to the beginning, I read a lot, I studied a lot, I watched a lot. I listen to different sides of things so I can get conflicting views, I can get a bunch of different opinions. I take all that data in, and then I assess that, and I figure out what makes sense to me and what's right for me. After that, I don't store that data. Like, I'm not sitting here, I can't spit like all this, blah, 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 all the details of it. But I've evaluated it, I have understood it when I read it or when I watch about it, and I've decided, yes, this makes sense. As far as educating myself more and getting a little bit more proper learning, that's just so that I can explain this lifestyle to different types of people. The people that aren't going to resonate with, well, just eat fruits and vegetables. Figure it out as you go. Don't be so, don't worry about it so much. It's, some people just aren't having a good time doing this thing. And if we ain't having a good time the way we're eating, then it's kind of counterintuitive. So, like I say, and I'm jumping around a little bit today, this is just a holiday message. I want to work on different areas. I'm finding a lot of satisfaction as my meditation practice grows and expands, and I get further into it. I'm coming up on a year of daily practice, and recently I think I mentioned that I've been increasing my times, and a lot of days I'll meditate both first thing in the morning and in the evening. Not necessarily right before I go to bed, but in the evening. I do a lot of breath work, but it's mostly a lot of informal, just kind of my own stuff. I want to focus on some actual, proper pranayama and some proper different breath work techniques in the next year. I want to get back to Costa Rica. I want to get back to breathing good air, because there's so many different components to what I consider a healthy, balanced lifestyle for me. The peace of mind, the meditation, even for the physical, just breathing good air like I was doing when I was in the mountains, and even at the beach down in Costa Rica, the air's good down there, but there's so many different more components, like I've said before. You can't just there's so many people, they may even eat they might even be the purest of the pure on the raw food diet, but they just don't have that, don't seem to ever strike me as having that overall health, because they're like a one-trick pony. Everything is about raw food. I never really hear them talk about movement. Movement is so important. We got to get out there and move our bodies. It doesn't have to be exercise. It doesn't have to be going to the gym like me. It doesn't have to be anything obsessive, but we have to move our bodies. Very important. The breathing for the mind, the meditation, or some sort of an inner practice. It doesn't have to be meditation. That just happens to be my thing. I don't want to be trying to appear like I'm trying to ram that down people's throats. But there's so many more components to what I consider a content, peaceful life. And also too, I want to focus on some of these things, because the end all game for me is I want to do something, I want to hone in on and really find my purpose. Or I know my purpose, I'm finding my purpose, and my purpose is different from what my money-making stuff is. I'm starting this, online. I've got the store going, I've got a couple of other things in the works out there with e-commerce, and also with, hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, maybe a Costa Rica super site that I'm working on with a partner, but that is to finance life. I'm talking about my purpose, what I really want to do. Some of the things that I've really been called to do that I want to figure out a way to how I can serve in that area is feeding people, To me, that's just crucial. There's so many people out there, we sit around all day and talk about the minute details and this food and that and all blah, 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 blah. When there's a lot of people out there that aren't even eating every day. There's, in this country, in first world countries, don't even get me started on third world countries. So, I'd like to work, I would like to do something in that capacity. And I'm hoping that I can bring some of the business stuff that I'm doing that will support that, maybe help finance some of that. So yeah, in the end, like I said, I'm just rambling today, holiday message, but I just like a rounder life, a little bit more than just food, 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 and then every single day. I just have to step back from it sometime and just be like, wow, really? How do you go on and on and on about these little details of something that we're designed to do? We eat every day. So anyhow, I will end this rambling video now. Just kind of wanted to connect with y'all. I almost didn't do a video today, but said, yeah, I'll check in. There'll be a few people that'll probably watch. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.